So very warm welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining this. And I just wanted to, share overall the Beezen intention and my intention for this session. So Beezen, we've started this small endeavor that includes me, Shubhra, and Smita, who's not here today. And the three of us are, have this intention to share the teachings that we've learned and practiced and imbibed over the years. And, these have made a difference in our life and brought a lot of shift within ourselves. And so we want to do our part in sharing this with everyone through uh, different modes, different teachings. And and my intention for today's session is to create a space and a field in which all of us can, say this prayer, the Hawaiian prayer, and within this field, everyone will receive whatever exactly what each person needs from here, uh, and it will help us to become more light, to feel more free, and that's the intention for today. So really, thank you all for taking the time.
Puneet,
So,
I'm hoping some people may join us more. So, do you want to just tell us about your
yeah.
spiritual journey, like when you
Okay.
started meditating, and then something about, how are you drawn to Ho'oponopono?
Right. So, the my spiritual journey right from childhood, my parents took me to satsang, so it's always been a part of my life, always learning, being a seeker. So I went to Nirankari satsang growing up, went to all kinds of religious places. We went to Gurdwara often. We went to the temple. We went to, and I went to a Catholic school. So I, did the prayers from the, from the Christian tradition as well. So that was all part of growing up. And then um, in about 2009, I would say went through some major personal loss and grief, and a lot of teachers from that time have been coming into my life, uh, either in person or through books. So different teachers came and different spiritual teachings came, which helped to bring, uh, peace, which helped to bring a lot of clarity. And the journey continues since about 2018. I have been associated with Nitya Shanti, doing a number of his courses, and more formal meditation since that time, I would say. I also did a course in mindfulness meditation teacher training that was with Jack Confield and Tara Brach. These two people have brought mindfulness meditation to the West and introduced it more to the American people in a more secular way. Although the tradition for both of them are, Jack Confield was a Buddhist monk, and Tara also lived in India and practiced in some ashram for many years. So that's their background. And so some of those leanings might come across in the teachings, but the endeavor is to keep it as secular and neutral, uh, such as this Hawaiian uh, prayer, Ho'oponopono. Some of you might have heard of it. So this is basically Ho'oponopono is a traditional practice. The way it was done was there was a group of people who got together and said the prayers to help clearing in a person's mind, dealing with whatever emotional challenges or health issues. So that was uh, the tradition way. And then uh, this is credited to Morna, this lady who made it a more modern version. And she said, we don't need a group of people. We can do this individually for ourselves. It's really only our connection with ourselves and the divine or the universe, whatever we want to call it. And so that's how we learn it in this form from Morna, who taught it to Dr. Hewlin. Now, the story, I'll come to Dr. Hewlin's story, which is very interesting. Some of you might have heard it. And so basically, this practice is about forgiveness. So you will, in our lives, we come across various situations, can be small things, like my manager said this to me in front of the whole team, and he should not have spoken to me like this. Or if he wanted to, he could have, taken it on one, and why did he say this in front of everybody to me? Or it could be something, that happened with your spouse, a fight, or some kind of small tips that we have in our everyday lives. Or it could be something very deep, that a very deep, you were cheated on or betrayed in some way, and then that is something that still feels heavy on your heart. So it could be all different kinds of things that we which become part of our memory, and which become uh, stuck somewhere in our heart and mind. So the idea is that we want to let go, and we want to clear these things from our mind, from our psyche, and it'll lead to a very kind of deep emotional release and a deep emotional healing. So that's the whole idea of Ho'oponopono. And I wanted to share a story. I watched last week. I came back from India, and on the flight, I watched this movie. I don't know if some of you might have seen it. It's a movie called Thank God. It's a Hindi movie, and this is about a person's near-death experience. So uh, he is a person works in real estate, and he is struggling with a lot of debt, and he has his business is not doing well. And in the beginning of the movie, he meets with an accident, and then he's in the hospital. So physically he's in the hospital, but then his soul or his spirit goes to this place which is but somewhere between life and death, you could say. And that's a lot of the people who experience near death experiences, they have described this. And so he's a young guy, and so in the movie they've kind of gamified it. And what they say is that he has, like, we collect our merits and our demerits, all our good karma and good things that we've done, and the negative karma that we've accumulated. And they said, we'll check what we'll take an account of all the good you've done and all the not so good. And then based on that, if the bad karma, or the in the movie they make it as black balls and white balls. And so if those overflow from your from the basket, then you will go to hell. And if you collect more of the good deeds and the merits, then you can go back to your life. So uh, that's the premise that they base the movie on. And initially they show how he has a lot of anger, how he has a lot of jealousy, and how he has disrespect for people. And with all of these things, he's collected a lot of demerits in his life. A lot of the black balls fill up in the jar. And then there's one part of the story where, as a child, uh, they show that he was maybe about 12 years old or so. And on a Diwali night, he's playing with firecrackers. And with his firecrackers, he ends up, setting fire to the whole house. Their entire house gets burned down. It's his father's ancestral home, and their home burns down entirely. And he knows that it's because of his firecracker that this happened. But when they come in, his parents come back, and so he puts the blame on his sister. He says, oh, she put the light, and it was because of her that the fire happened. So, and the sister actually believes it, that like, okay, it was my mistake, and she feels very guilty for it. In the story, the father never forgives the daughter, his sister, and so the story continues that for for all those years, about 10-15 years, she's been living with the guilt, and she's trying to fix that house up. The father is no more, and so now he has this chance, when he's having this near death experience, he has this chance to go and seek for forgiveness from his sister. And they say, if you can do this, you can collect merits. And then, so it's, of course, the movie is dramatized. He goes back to his sister, and the spirit of the father is there with him, and he tells her that it wasn't your fault, really, it was my mistake. And so he takes responsibility for that. And and then he collects double the merits of what he was getting. So seeking forgiveness is very powerful. And the point of the story is just that, the movie continues in other ways, and there's a lot of lessons in that movie. But I'm just connecting it to this part on forgiveness, that how he seeks forgiveness, and that seeking forgiveness helps him to not just collect merit, but it changes him internally, it changes him, it brings a lot of shift in him, how he starts, uh, later on living his life as a changed person. Uh, and so that's just something I have seen it personally in my life. I have experienced the benefits of Ho'oponopono by saying this prayer and repeating this. It is at one level very calming. It brings you back, to your present moment. And besides being just calming, uh, it's also very powerful, that it definitely creates shift. It makes you feel lighter, and any issue that you direct it towards, that issue starts resolving. It's not to say that people have reported very, very miraculous results from it, from forgiveness by itself. And now there is also research on epigenetics. So epigenetics says that that something that our grandparents faced or great grandparents experienced, some of that got the marked into the DNA. And so we carry not just the things that we have of something that happened last week or a year ago or in our life. We carry things from way past, and that's, earlier it was just you could say a metaphysical belief. Now even science, in terms of epigenetics, is confirming something like that is true. So that's another one of the things that I wanted to share.
Thanks,
Because
Puneet. That was really nice. And I remember you telling me how you shared it with your mom, and she has made it a daily practice.
yes,
And
yes,
it has.
she does 108 chanting of it every morning, along with any other prayer she does. But this is a part of her routine, and it's brought a shift for her as well.
Thank you. So we can get into the practice. You just wanted
Yeah.
to remind everyone.
I just wanted to also, before that, I'll share the story of Dr. Hewlin.
Sure.
So Dr. Hewlin is the one who primarily started this practice in this modern way. And it's a very profound and very powerful story for those of you who might not have heard of it. So it's true, and it's like, factually they've checked it out. So he is a doctor, he's a clinical practitioner, and he was brought in to work with uh, in a mental hospital, which was criminally insane people. These were people who had to be kept in shackles, who had to be sedated to just to manage them. And the hospital was having a lot of challenge finding the right staff for them, the nursing staff and doctors to be in that hospital, because they were really violent, dangerous kind of, and criminally, they had people who had who had committed murders, and that's kind of situation. And that's how they were in this prison facility. And they needed a doctor who would come and, work with them. And they also, to kind of keep their license, they needed a doctor to be, uh, excuse me, a doctor to be present and, engaging with these patients. So Dr. Hewlin came, and his terms were that, okay, I will work with them, but I will not engage with them. So he did not one-on-one work with any of the prisoners. And so and I've heard his interviews, and he describes that I only and only cleared myself. So he would read every person's file. He would take on a person's file and read whatever they had done. And then whatever it brought up in him, like it brought up anger, it brought a lot of hatred, it brought up, shame, whatever it brought up, he worked only on that aspect, and he cleared that using this prayer. And that is his entire practice of just clearing, and cleaning up his own feelings. And the outcome of that is that eventually those people started healing, and and they got released from that prison, and eventually that facility was shut down. So that is how immensely powerful it is. And then from Dr. Hewlin, uh, there is a teacher, his name is Joe Vitale. Joe Vitale took on these teachings, and he brought them, he wrote a book about it. He has courses that he does. And Joe Vitale also does certifications if you all are interested to explore further on this. So you could check out Joe Vitale. I'll also, share the book that he wrote, Zero Limits, and then subsequently 2 other books he wrote. So and he considers that Ho'oponopono is the most powerful practice that he knows. He's also famous from the book The Secret. He's also part of that movie, The Secret. So you might be familiar with him from there. So in that respect, the experience has been very profound and very miraculous. And so that's just the story I wanted to share before we actually get into the practice. Very briefly, does anybody have any questions, or eventually I will open this up for interactions later on? Okay, so it's a really simple practice. I don't think there's questions. Later on, we can have an engagement. We can have question and answers at the end of the practice, and you can share what was your experience of going through this. So I'd like to, speak a little bit about what I believe these statements, how we can use them, and then you can, feel free to think of it in any which way, whatever these mean to you. So the prayer basically is simply these 4 statements. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. So there's just a repetition of these 4 simple statements. And to me, the way I see it is that when I say I love you, the Greeks have many different forms of love that they describe, maternal love, romantic love, erotic love. And one of the forms of love is what the Greeks called agape, 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 which means to let be. So to love means to let be, which is, like they say, if you love someone, you set them free. So it's in that sense, you're just accepting for what it is. So whatever situation we might be considering for this, Ho'oponopono, whatever I want to seek forgiveness from, I just want to send love to that first. And by love, you might not, you may have had a serious betrayal of someone, and you might not say, okay, I don't love this at all. This is not something I feel. But can we just let it be? Can we just come to the point of letting it be the way it is and accept it, that this is what happened and this is what it's bringing up in me. It's bringing up hatred, it's bringing up anger, whatever it brings up in me. So we just let it be. That's our first sentence of saying, our meaning of saying, I love you and I'm sorry, please forgive me. I was trying to tell my daughter yesterday that, these are the 4 statements. She's like, but why am I sorry? I didn't do anything. I'm like, yes, we don't always, we don't take this in terms of that who's to be blamed. Am I being blamed for this? Am I guilty about this? So we don't have to take it as that. But I'm saying sorry, uh, like we are just, if we are walking in a crowded mall or a store or somewhere, we bump into someone, we will automatically say, I'm sorry. It's not to say that, oh, it was my mistake, or, it was, I was not looking where I was going. It could have been the other person's mistake also, but we still say sorry. In many, many situations, we just, out of a kind of respect and out of the forgiveness is that from the fact that maybe I was unconscious, maybe I was a little unaware of my surroundings, and that's how this. So just for that, being unconscious, being unaware, just for that, I'm seeking forgiveness. Please forgive me. And thank you. Thank you is expressing gratitude. It's always the, as they say, it's thank you is the greatest prayer. If you say no other prayer in your life and you just say thank you, that'll be prayer enough. So thank you is important, that, we are expressing gratitude. And this statement, whenever I'm not feeling gratitude, I like to remind myself of this statement, and you might want to repeat this. So please say after me. Someone somewhere dreams of a life just like mine. Someone somewhere dreams of a life just like mine. So the kind of life we may have challenges, we may have, any kind of problems, but there are people who would absolutely do anything to have a life just like ours. There are many people around the world. If you just turn on the news, you will see how much suffering and how much strife people are going through. So there would be definitely someone who would do anything to have a life just like mine. They would be dreaming of a life just like mine. And just that thought brings a lot of gratitude that, I'm not seeing the bright side of my life sometimes. So if we can just keep coming back to that, and thank you by itself is a very complete prayer in my understanding. So now we'll start uh, the practice. So I'd like you to sit up and close your eyes in a comfortable position. And we'll bring ourselves back to ourselves, our thoughts, wherever they are. And we'll notice sensations in our body. So I will name different parts of the body, and you bring your focus to that and see notice whatever sensation you have there. And then release. If there's any tension, release that tension. So from the top of the head, notice what you're feeling on the top of your head. On your forehead, temples, any kind of pain, discomfort in the forehead, any kind of tension we're holding in the jaw, the cheeks, the neck, shoulders, back of your shoulders. We breathe into any sensations, any tightness that we're feeling in our shoulders. The upper arms, forearms, to our hands, fingers. Just releasing any tension. Releasing any tension in the upper back, lower back, chest or abdomen. Any tightness in the abdomen. We breathe into it. Any tightness in our hips as we sit. We feel any kind of pressures, any tingling sensations in our thighs, legs, down to our feet, soles of the feet. Now we'll start repeating the Ho'oponopono prayer. You can repeat this in your mind or loudly. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You can think of any situation that's coming to mind, any thoughts about something you might want to forgive, something you want to let go of. Somewhere you want to seek your forgiveness. Might be recent, might have happened a long time ago. And don't think too much about it, just whatever comes up, very organically, whatever just comes up. And as we keep saying this and repeating this prayer, something different might come up. You know, I might be thinking of one situation and then just organically something different might come up, and that's fine. And to that we say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You keep repeating this in your mind. And stay with these words. And if your mind gets distracted, bring it back to this mantra. We don't want to go down the storyline and any rabbit holes. We just want to keep coming back to this. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. There's someone specific that comes into your mind, or some specific way you feel. We send this energy and this vibration to that situation or person. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We continue to feel this and repeat this. Sending love, seeking forgiveness, and gratitude. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Take 100% responsibility for what we are feeling. We cannot change anybody else. We can only work on ourselves, on clearing ourselves and letting go. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Continue in silence for a few more minutes. Again, sending love, sending acceptance, seeking forgiveness, and sending deep gratitude. The situation must have arose in my life for me to either learn a lesson or to grow from or shift in some way. We can trust that process. Trusting that for me to come to where I am right now and to be able to seek forgiveness, the situation had to arise for me to be for me to go through it, and that was essential for my journey to bring me to where I am. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. May want to take a few deep breaths. Deep inhale, long deep exhale. Gradually allow your breath to come to normal. You may want to take a minute to integrate all this energy of love, gratitude, bring it into your heart. Letting go of the story. This deep healing process will continue, whether we understand it or not, whether we believe in it or not. Some healing has occurred today from doing this practice, and it will continue. And to bring each one of us exactly what we need. Slowly open your eyes now. And if you want, you can please, I request you to turn on the video if possible. And if anybody has any thoughts they want to share or any questions.
Yes, if you're sharing something, you're on mute.
I have a question like about the water bottle. So is it like something you have to?
So
I mean,
yes,
as a
so the
normal?
water, yeah, so the water absorbs energy. Okay, so the water, like whatever we have said, all this vibration we have created, it's gone into the water. Like, so if I keep the water here and hold this, so here, like, you know, all the love, the gratitude, all the vibration is absorbed by the water. You can just drink it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just.
I joined a little late, so I did not heard about this part. So thank you.
Okay. Anybody wants to share anything? How you felt from doing this?
Okay. Thank you.
Was this first time for anybody?
Yes, it was the first time for me.
Yes, Reena. And
It
how
was the
was
first
your
time.
experience?
I came with a lot of anxiety because I have this problem about opening up, and I'm really scared of judgment. So, so like when you said put on the video, then I start getting very anxious. But definitely, it was a very, very calming exercise for me. Thank you so much. And what I feel right now is that I have a tool to deal with difficult situations of my life, especially with people who I may not be able to have contact with. But through this instrument, I can create a connection with them and ask for forgiveness and tell them that I love them. So thank you. I mean,
They don't have a
very
choice. It's not, that's just one aspect. Then there's a country, there's portraying the country
Just one by
globally.
one. Can we let
The other
Reena finish,
aspect
please? Yeah, just let Reena finish.
yeah, no,
is
I
huge.
I just wanted to express my gratitude for being able to participate, and thank you so much. The introduction helped me a lot because I come from a very logical bend of mind. So it becomes important for me to know where this is coming from and what it means. So the entire exercise was extremely useful for me. A very deep gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rina. Thank you. And
I have
you know,
one
like
thing.
you said, just 1 second. Like you said, that you know, some things you have to work on, and that's one way of looking at it, that we can work. You know, it requires work. It requires a lot from us, and sometimes it's just uh, it's a little bit shift in our belief that maybe it can just dissolve. Things can just dissolve and resolve without like, you know, we have to effort, and you know, I have to do penance and chanting for, you know, 100 years to get enlightened. That's one way of looking at it. Or, you know, it can just happen, you know, the
Yeah,
things can
thank you.
just dissolve as well. So just wanted to share
Thank
that.
you so much.
Just
Yeah. Thank you so
coming up.
much for that perspective, because I think you got the energy, because I do feel that a lot of hard work needs to go into something. Maybe that's some core belief that's coming from somewhere, that everything needs a lot of effort. And if a mistake has been made, then it's as good as a crime. So thank you so much for giving me that perspective.
Yes, please. Who was next?
No, I was next actually.
Yeah.
So, so you were telling about a story about a movie. I forgot the name, but yeah, but I had something similar as well. So a couple of years back, I have a kind of, you can say, a near that experience, and that was while I was driving. So at that day, I thought like I got heart attack and I was finished. And my kids were at home, so I was a little worried about. I was thinking like, okay, I have to go home. If I want to die, if I have to die, I have to have reach at home first. I don't want to die at the middle of the road in the transit. I have to be at one place so that at least easy for them to, I mean, do whatever thing later. But so those thoughts were like hanging on me, and like I was driving to home and my heart was still beating a lot. It's not that I did not stop. I stopped for like 5 minutes. I thought to call 911 as well. But then I thought, okay, I'm feeling a little better. So let's keep on driving. I will have me reach home. Let's see. So um, it happened. And after that, I started to feel okay. And then I have to feel more about it's a, I mean, the cause definitely was something stress in my mind. So that caused that thing. So after that, basically, I'm more motivated to do more on the meditation side. So I'm not following much to anybody, but it's just that I follow YouTube and like do my own way. So things like to be honest to myself, and I thought, okay, whatever the things are like bothering me, so just let them go. So it's not just like personal things, it's like anything I'm thinking about politically or anything which is related to anything in past, anything, I just let it go. I thought, okay, I leave them. I will not worry about anything. I will just live a simple life. Try myself, engage in whatever the things I like. Like I do most of the time gardening. So whatever the things I like, I stay with kids, and I feel like it's like a second chance given to me by God. So that is why I feel, I mean, to engage yourself to your own thing, and you have to be kind of honest to yourself. That is more important first. That is why, I mean, um, uh, you can do honest with people around you yourself. So that's my little story. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Yash. Uh, Definitely everybody, I think, who's here or pretty much faces something in their life, some situation happens which, you know, brings some shift and then brings you on a path, you know, to spirituality, to connect with yourself, you know, and engage differently with the world. So thank you for sharing that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I like to add one more thing on my story. So I'm still feel anxious as well. Like still not that I'm came out of that thing. Still but I'm getting better. Initially, like whenever I drive, I feel the same thing, and especially when I go to that road, especially and that red light, I always feel the same. Still, it's like more than 3 years. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best to come out. But yeah, healing take time. So it is not something happen right away or in a few days. It take like a couple of years. So as Puneet had mentioned as well, like you have to trust on the process, that it will eventually heal, and it is healing. So things are healing when you do the right things, and so it takes time. Definitely. So I just want to say that the whole moral is like whenever something bad happen, like it take time to heal up, and it will take time to go away from that thing, but it will eventually. Thank you.
Mm.
There's one line my teacher says which I feel like really resonates with me, and that's like basically it means like getting out of your own way. He says, "Bas ek kaam karo, khud ko khali karo." So just do one thing, empty yourself. So if there's one thing we can do is get out of our own way. This is again thoughts we are creating, that healing has to take a long time. It can take years, like, or even in the spiritual path, it has to take, lifetimes of worship, and then I can get to it. So it's just, those are also beliefs that kind of, sometimes those are limiting beliefs that keep us stuck, right? Like they say the darkness can be millions of years old. It will just take a second to light up a candle or turn on the light. You just have to switch the button on, it can turn on, and the darkness will go immediately. It doesn't have to take very long also. So just, sharing that perspective.
Puneet, do you want to share some resources going forward if somebody wants? There are
Yes, if you want to
beautiful.
look into this and research. So there is this book by, I don't know where the picture went. It was called Zero Limits. It's a book by Joe Vitale and Halikala Hewlen. This is Dr. Hewlen, whose story I told about. So the book is called Zero Limits. I will put that up in the group. It somehow has disappeared from here. And
there's a lot of beautiful music for Ho'oponopono.
yeah, there's music. I think I clicked on the music. Can you all hear this or no? I don't think you can hear what plays, but these are, songs on YouTube. So I'll share some of these for you to check out. And this is a practice you can do pretty much anytime. It's just the 4 simple statements. You can, and you can do it in any order. That's one question asked. Sometimes also the question asked is, do I have to do it with a lot of feeling for it to work? Then yes, if you do it with feeling, it will work faster. But even sometimes when we are not feeling it and we just mechanically start saying the words, we will slowly get into that feeling. So, that also is another thing, it might help, that we can just sometimes just say the words, and it will bring you uh, back to yourself.
Absolutely. Thanks, Puneet. There's a 108, since it's such auspicious number, 108 times chanting as well, and we'll share that link as well. So you can just play it at night. If you sometimes can't fall asleep and then you don't want to be on your device, you can just play that chant. It's a very soothing chant, the Ho'oponopono chant, and we can share that link as well. Puneet, for me, always this brings me back from anytime you are feeling like a victim, that there's a situation you cannot do anything about it, and then but it is disturbing. It can be world news, which can be very depressing in a far off land where you don't have anything to do, but you still feel the pain. And so, for me, for that reason, I think this prayer comes in very handy, where I really have no idea, but somewhere I'm a part of it, since we are all one. So somewhere this is affecting me, and I like using this prayer for any disturbing news from even far away, where we think that we are not a part of it. Because as you said, Dr. Yulin was not really in any way responsible for the pain of all these patients, of all these people. And then just by his compassion, he overcame not only his own grief, but miraculously everybody got that energy and got healed. So for me, that part of it that you shared is really very powerful. So just wanted to add that. So
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you. And clearing is very essential. So, like, I'll just add this one thing, like how we do spring cleaning of our homes at this time of the year. If you see in different traditions, there is also different ways of where we are cleansing our body. So last month was like Ramadan for the Muslims. They fast for a month, and that kind of is a cleansing process. The Christians had Lent last month. That also is, I think, for 30 or 40 days of eating very simply before Easter. So they do that, and that's again a kind of cleansing process. In the Hindu tradition, there is 9 days of fasting for Navratri that's going on right now. So all of these ancient traditions, they have some form of where we are doing something different from what our regular routine is. We do something specific, and that is cleansing to our bodies. So similarly, like I see that, and now earlier it was, we took it on faith. Now even science confirms that intermittent fasting has this beneficial effect, the autophagy that changes the structure, and detoxifies right from the cellular level. So if you look at it that way, also there is the detoxification and cleansing of the body. And same way, this exercise is basically clearing of your energy and cleansing our emotions and feelings. So at that level, it really works, and it's very powerful. So I really hope it has helped, and it has brought some kind of lightness to you, taken off some burden from your heart, and it continues to heal you in different ways that you require, specific to you.
I think we are on time, and we do have wonderful comments in the comment section. The people did feel some value in actually just letting go and adapting this practice of forgiveness. So thanks, Puneet, and thank you all for coming. We really we appreciate your time, and we are really grateful that you're giving this a chance. We will keep bringing you new things. Next week, we have a very different thing, which is we will talk more about it. These are the authentic relating games. So just wanted to touch upon, we would love to see you there. That's more of interactive session, and we will not be, for the most part of it, we will not be recording it. So I would really request you to come and join in person for that session. And we will be sharing details of that very soon to you. So I think with that, I just want to see if anybody else wants to say anything, or we can end in for today with a small prayer. Nope, I think we are good. Puneet, you want to just...
Thank you, everyone. So the prayer is, may you all be healed, may you all be happy, may you all be well, may you all be free from suffering. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Tathastu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everyone. You can start recording now.
Thanks, Puneet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.